Bottoms up. So this will be a quick video about writing. The title, of course, is, writing every day is pure insanity to me, right? Um, Aspiring writer, if you are a young writer, uh, you know, you don't have to write every day. That is a myth, and I'm going to explain to you why. In most cases, writing every day will be detrimental to the book that you're trying to produce. So, we've always, let's be honest. If you are an aspiring writer, you most certainly have checked videos, on Stephen King or whoever, writing advice from, famous, successful writers. And, Hemingway and so on. What they say is keep at it, which is, of course, good advice, but what they add is, you have to write every day. Uh, and I don't agree with that at all. Writing every day at the same hour for the same amount of time, if you have a word count, if you have a set number of pages that you have to produce, this is a neurotic obsession. It pretty much becomes a job. And if it becomes a job, if you do it on a schedule, let me tell you, you're gonna lose interest. You're gonna lose interest really fast. You know, what you should actually be doing is you should write when you are in the mood to write. And I know that this is gonna be controversial, but I'm an author. I've published 2 books. From my experience, if you try to write when you're not in the mood, when you're just like, well, I don't want to, but I really should uh, do these pages. Let me tell you, you're gonna produce mediocre work, mediocre work, banal. Okay, and you're gonna respond with, well, I don't really get in the mood that often, and let me tell you, I understand that. I'm familiar with that sensation. Uh, what helped me write my big ass novel was music. If you listen to music, maybe have some beer or lying around, wink wink. Uh, Music will help you get into a certain mood. It will help with the atmosphere of the scene you're trying to write. But let's get back to the topic. Writing every day is insanity. It is insanity. First of all, if you are young, like I was when I started, uh, most young people do not have the experience, the life experience to convey something meaningful. Ergo, your writing, just as my writing was, it will be superficial. It will be one-sided. It will be naive. It will be self-absorbed, which means that you will convey only one side of the whole story, your side of the story. You cannot put yourself in the shoes of somebody else. You cannot see somebody else's opinion on the matter. You see, that is what you have to do. You have to put yourself as a writer in the shoes of another, right? So what I would suggest is don't write every day, but you're gonna do what you are gonna do. That's your choice. But how do you become a better writer? you should live life. You should gain some life experience, right? Meditate. Before you even begin to write, you should really consider your story as a whole, right? Whatever the main plot is, you cannot just focus on one side of it and just exclude the rest, right? Um, I'm probably gonna make a separate video about prolific writers and why it is uh, unwarranted to be prolific, right? Because, for example, this is I am this is morning, right? This is the early hours of the day, and I should be writing right now, but I won't because I know that I will produce mediocre work, right? Uh, Another thing, because I don't write every day, but another thing, uh, I usually write in the dark at night. I think that is important. Um, it also depends on the kind of work that you're writing. My work, of course, it is dark, it is vicious, it's not vanilla. Writing it in the dark at night also helps with the mood of the piece that you're working on. If you want to produce uh, vanilla work, meaning that it is all fluff and sparks and sparkles and glamour, the morning, the light will not help you. It will not help you at all. You see what happens? This is what happens when you write every day. If you write every day, you will quickly exhaust all of your resources, and then you will be at a loss. You will have writer's block. You will burn out. What I do is when I am in the mood to write, I just flow. But then when that stops, I just get away from writing for a couple of days and just do something else. Because in that interim, you will have time to think about what you have produced, and also you will have time to consider how you're going to progress. If you are continuously working on it, working on it, working on it, you will lose a sort of overview, right? Because when you are in the moment of a story, uh, you will miss certain aspects of it that can only be considered if you step away from it, right? If you step away from it for a time, you can look at it from all angles. That's what I'm trying to say. If you continuously write every day, you will miss the whole thing, right? You will become obsessed with what you do at the moment, and that is not necessarily a bad thing, but you might produce a good piece, but only that piece will be good. The rest of it will appear to be superficial, right? Writing every day, man, it is insanity. Step away from it from time to time. Take it easy. Don't take yourself too seriously, right? I tried this. I tried to write every day. I tried to write in the morning with a schedule, a word count, a number of pages that had to be done, and it just doesn't work for me. And it might work for you. It might not. It might not. It didn't work for me. Uh, you know, Umberto Eco said something very wise. He said, sometimes you have to step away from your work and just let it ferment for a year or whatever. You don't have to wait a year, but a couple of days will do you some good. You know, step out of that bubble and look at your work from a different angle, and then you can tackle it again with a new insight, right? With a new insight. If you constantly focus on something on a daily basis, I think you will lose, that overview of the whole thing. You will miss certain aspects of it, right? And especially if you're young, not to trash the young, but you don't have that life experience. You just don't. So, write a piece, step back, live life, come back. You have new knowledge, new wisdom, new experiences, and then you can wrestle with it, right? Don't write every day. If it works for you, fine. But you know, I would say you need practice, but you don't have to practice every day. This insane suggestion that you will get better if you practice every day, it's just not real. It's just not feasible because you will exhaust yourself. If you go to the gym, you're not gonna go every day, twice a day, because you will tire out. You will exhaust yourself. You will burn out. That is plain as can be. Plain as can be. But this was just a little video, um, you know, trying to give some advice to young writers because when I was starting out, I was a bit naive and I believed all of these suggestions from famous authors that if you don't write every day, you're basically wasting your life, right? You're not doing anything constructive or productive, right? But sometimes you just have to live life, okay? Live life, have some fun, drink some wine, have a cigar, and you will produce better work, better writing, okay? So that's all. See ya.